Buying clothes has never been easier. With the click of a button, the latest styles are just a scroll away. But when fashion trends move on, where do our clothes go?
This is unbelievable.
Recycling was meant to solve our mounting trash problem. But what we uncovered in India tells a very different story. In India's Panipat, the world's wardrobe is given new life. 1 million tons of discarded clothes get recycled here every year, arriving in relentless waves.
This is incredible. Look at this. This is unbelievable. This entire room is covered in clothing. Oh my gosh, this has a tag that says Goodwill. This is a thrift store in the United States.
A lot of the garments are collected from charity bins across places like the US, the UK, and Japan, then sent thousands of miles across the world. Once here, they're first sorted by color, shredded, and spun into yarn. Then at another factory, they're woven into rugs and carpets to be sold back to the countries the clothes first came from. Panipat's textile recycling industry is worth billions. It powers the city and keeps people working, like Rita. She's now the sole breadwinner. Her husband got injured doing the same job. And with little support from his employer to cover the medical bills, the burden falls on her.
क्यों दिक्कत लगती है जब वो ही इतने दिक्कत में है, परेशानी में है, फिर हमें भी परेशानी होती है, जल्दी ठीक हो जाएं.
What are the conditions like in the factory? Is there a lot of pollution in the air?
अंदर कभी-कभी जो ज़्यादा गर्दा उड़ता है ना, सांस लेने में दिक्कत होती है.
But they're not alone. Our investigation found this profitable fix for the world's and America's fast fashion waste comes at a sickening cost. Most factories operate informally, with little oversight.
I've only been standing here for 5 minutes, and look, I'm already covered in dust.
The air workers breathe daily is suffocating and inescapable, plumes of lint enveloping them wherever they turn. This man tells me he has a persistent cough, but most workers hesitate to speak to us under their employer's watchful eye. Badmouth their boss, and they could lose their jobs. So we go visit a local doctor who treats the worst of cases.
Do people die from these diseases?
If they inhale the same air daily on the daily basis, yes, it definitely shortens their lifespan. 1, 2.
Subhash has been in and out of hospitals for months.
Are you in a lot of pain? Are you suffering?
हाँ, दर्द होता है इससे और खाने पीने में भी दिक्कत आती है, चलने फिरने में भी दिक्कत परेशानी होती है.
But quitting isn't an option. He has 3 kids to feed.
Would you want your kids to work in this industry?
नहीं, क्योंकि जो बीमारियां हमें लग चुकी है, हम ये नहीं चाहते कि हमारे बच्चों को वो ये बीमारियां लगें.
Multiple reports show pollution from the textile recycling industry is worsening, and so is its impact. A 2022 survey found that in just 5 years, 93% of families reported health issues. 84% of workers say they suffer from job-related illnesses. But it's not just the air. Danger looms at every step of this recycling process.
If you take a look, these workers don't have any gloves on their hands. They don't have any goggles either. They have absolutely no protection, and they're dealing with really hazardous chemicals.
We head to a nearby neighborhood where worker after worker tells us the same story.
And you still have this cough?
This man had a job at a dyeing factory where he says hot toxic chemicals burned his skin.
Do you have enough money to pay for these medical expenses?
कंपनी कोई नहीं देता है मालिक, कहूँ के ना साफ बात, कोई अपने पैसा तुम लगाओ, अपने खाओ पियो.
To understand why more isn't being done to protect the nearly 1 million workers this industry employs, we speak to the head of Panipat's Dyeing Association. He insists there's no real problem.
So while we've been in Panipat, we've visited a few dyeing units where there were no masks, no goggles, no gloves being worn. Why is that?
अनएजुकेटेड है इसलिए मतलब मास्क पहनते नहीं है, अदरवाइज मास्क पहनना चाहिए इनको. मतलब ऑनर की तरफ से हर चीज़ प्रोवाइड कराई जाती है.
What do you say to the people falling sick because of Panipat's textile industry?
नो वो टेक्सटाइल से बीमार नहीं पड़ रहे मैडम, वो ये खाते हैं अपना तंबाकू.
But in every informal factory we visited, not once did we see these rules enforced. Instead, we saw workers left breathless and exposed. And with few options for work, they have nowhere else to go. But the damage extends far beyond factory walls, to an ecosystem that millions depend on.
They use really hazardous chemicals to bleach textiles, but they don't have good drainage systems, so the water is actually allowed to seep into the surrounding environment, poisoning the people and also the land here.
The Pollution Control Board has ordered dozens of these units to close, but it's not difficult to find mounds of white scattered across this landscape. Toxins from here and dying units seep into nearby drains and rivers that bleed a sickly purple. Downstream in nearby villages, that same water is used in homes, on crops, and even for drinking. Skin and heart diseases now afflict most families here.
हम तो कंप्लेंट कर सकते हैं, करना तो अधिकारियों को या फिर पॉलिटिशियन को, नेताओं को करना है. हम तो कंप्लेंट, मैं आपको इस गंदे पानी का सैंपल दे रहा हूँ.
He's saying that 15 years ago, this river used to be so clear that people could drink from it. Now look at it.
The polluted water keeps flowing into the Yamuna River, a lifeline for millions, including India's capital. The country's environmental court has found Panipat's textile recycling industry is releasing untreated, toxic wastewater. And the government has announced ambitious cleanup plans for years. But gaps in enforcement have left these communities on their own. We've contacted several government agencies for comment on our findings. None replied. We thought we were giving these clothes a second life. But here, they're costing people theirs and leaving them and their city buried in our waste.